Hey, good morning and happy Friday. Let me adjust these headphones. I am Crystal Moyer filling in for Bridgett Ellison. She's on vacation, got to get that spring break in. So, y'all are stuck with me for the next week. Anyways, we have a lot to talk about today. We're going to touch on the weather, also some scary moments out in New Smyrna Beach after a teenager pulls out a gun in the middle of a crowd of spring breakers. That was very scary. We got some new video, body camera video from deputies who arrested him. Also, a friend is trying to call out for a hit and run suspect to turn him or herself in after her friend was hit and is now badly injured. And we're also going to talk about an air fryer recall. That one is scary, can hurt you. We have an update on Epic Universe, a lot of new construction going on. We had a peek at some of the rides that may be there. And we're also going to talk with our photojournalist, Corey Murray, for Black Men Sundays, a little preview on what he will be talking about over the weekend. So let's get this started on Breakfast with Bridgett. Thank you for joining us. Let's get to meteorologist Candace Campos with a look at your roller coaster of weather we've been talking about. Where are we right now? Are we like chugging up? Are we chugging up?
Yeah. Do you remember back in the day when like the Apple computers were a big thing and the green screen technology was really cool and they had that same roller coaster that you like superimposed yourself? And you're like, wow.
See, I wasn't cool. I didn't have an Apple. I had a PC, so no.
Well, never mind.
And pollen also a big issue. Your eyes have been watering all morning. I feel so bad. It's like she's crying. I swear we didn't do anything to her. We are not mean. She's not sad. It is the pollen and the allergies. It's affecting everyone.
And it's not like my eyes are like actually dripping. It's just like a little like leak on both sides of my eyes.
Hang in there, girl. Hang in there.
I know. I was like, I'm not even going to put makeup on my eyes. Why not?
You're beautiful just the way you are.
The sweetest. Let's go to the stalker camera right now is Daytona Beach. I have been watching. There's a couple. I don't know if you can see them. Where are they? I think they walked off.
Catch those spring breakers.
They just kept chasing the birds. So the birds would all huddle in a group and then they'd run and the birds would fly. And it's so romantic. Taking a live look outside Daytona Beach. Isn't this just a romantic shot right now? Taking a live look.
It's gorgeous.
The surf is going to be nice. Now, we still have a moderate risk of rip currents. Boating, the waters look like glass out there right now. Taking a live look at those temperatures right now. Temperatures are in the 60s area-wide in Daytona Beach as well. Temperatures are at 64 degrees. The breeze out of the south-southwest at about 3 miles per hour. Now, we are dealing with just a little bit of dense, patchy fog for Flagler and Volusia County. Nothing crazy widespread, but we do have our modeling and our reporting stations have been picking up on a little bit of that. So where are highs going to? Let me show you what our forecast highs are going to be for this afternoon. We are talking about temperatures back up to about 87 to 88 degrees across our inland zones. The further to the east you go, we do have an onshore breeze. That is going to be keeping temperatures a touch cooler, if you even want to call it cooler. But temperatures are still going to be into the mid 80s. But for St. Patrick's Day, let's fast forward. Let's hop over Saturday. It's going to be hot as well. Sunday, even hotter. Temperatures will be nearing 90 degrees across Central Florida. There will be that potential of breaking records today, tomorrow, and Sunday. Primarily Sanford, some points in time this weekend in Orlando and Leesburg as well. Those are going to be the three main spots that we could be breaking records. But changes are coming. I made a funny joke that I'm just going to continue to use. We're going to go from sweaty weather to sweater weather pretty quickly, all thanks to our next cold front that will start approaching Central Florida until about Monday. We have one front that's just north of us, and that's going to stall out, keeping all of the storm activity to the north. It's a secondary push that will come through on Monday afternoon, bringing with it about a 50 to 60% chance of rain in the forecast. But once that clears, it's going to be a fantastic looking forecast for those who still are holding on to any little nibble of winter season. This is going to be the week for you. Spring officially begins on Tuesday, which also happens to be the coolest day of the week we've had in quite some time. Highs are going to be nearing 70 degrees, meaning the majority of your day everyone's going to be pretty much in the 60s. Spring, by the way, for those who are keeping tabs, officially begins at 11:06 in the evening. And let's roll out the next 7 days. What a mix, pretty much cut right in half. We'll have near 90 degrees for the first half, between about 87 to 89 degrees. Then we'll have our transition day on Monday, and then we'll continue to stay in the 70s, running near to below average throughout Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, bringing back another round of rain in the forecast towards the end of next week. But for those who are hoping to just like sunbathe in the heat for spring break next week, not sure I have a perfect forecast for it, but it is going to be a great forecast if you're going to be out with the family, going to the theme parks, going on some hikes. I know a lot of families like to go camping.
Yeah.
So the weather is going to be looking great for that. But if you're hoping to really lean into the heat, it's not going to be there for you next week.
And the biggest complaint I get, Candace, especially, I just went to the zoo because we're doing a giveaway there. And they're saying, spring break is the time that they don't see a lot of people coming through because it's so hot. So maybe this is good news for some families who are able to actually get out and experience some of the theme parks and going to the zoo because the temperatures are going to be bearable.
And speaking of bearable, a lot of these animals, like the bears, don't want to be out when it's like 99 degrees outside. They love it when it's not hot, not cold, just right. And that's exactly what we're looking at come Tuesday and Wednesday, where you'll have a lot of the animals out and about too, that you can see a little easier rather than being kind of tucked away, trying to stay cool or warm.
Right.
The two extremes. So that's actually not a bad idea. Enjoying the zoo Tuesday, Wednesday. It's going to be fantastic. Did you do Central Florida Zoo or Brevard Zoo?
I did the Central Florida Zoo. They actually had new babies born in the past couple of months and couple of weeks. So I got to check out a new blue duiker who was just born a month ago. And they had some new baby geckos and some squirrel monkeys who they introduced to the zoo. So a lot of new faces that you're going to see if you haven't been to the zoo lately.
It's funny. I just had a lively conversation, almost an argument, that the word is gecko, not Geico, with my daughter. She's like, Mom, it's Geico. I'm like, it's a gecko.
Too much
like,
TV.
No, it's Geico. I'm like, right, that's an insurance company.
Right.
Yeah, but there's a on it. I'm like, no, there's a gecko. Never mind.
Let her have this one, Candace. Let her have this one.
Fine. She'll figure it out eventually.
All right. Well, I'll let you have your breakfast. We'll check in again with you. And of course, we'll see you at noon on News 6. Thank you so much for your weather update.
I will see you the following Monday.
Yeah.
You'll be by yourself. No, Jonathan will be here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Okay.
And then we got Michelle working in for the second half of the week.
Okay. Yeah, it's spring break. So, you're going to see a lot of different faces around different shows. We're all trying to fill in. There she goes. All right. So, of course, we just did a check with our pinpoint weather. And now we're going to check in with Trooper Steve, who was live from Results 1. We spent all morning together. He's filling in for Bridgett. So he was on the desk and he's safely joining us from Results 1. Where are you headed, Steve?
Today, I am headed to go pick up some firefighters and hang out with them over at the prestigious Station 1 in downtown Orlando. So they are representing the St. Baldricks Foundation. And if you're not familiar, I bet you that you are familiar with the firefighters or the fundraising when people are shaving their heads.
Oh.
So, Crystal, that's what's going to be going on today. And it's bringing awareness, obviously, to cancer. And these firefighters each year team up with the St. Baldricks Foundation, and they raise funds. People raise money to get other people to shave their heads, just to simply have a good time, raise some crazy awareness about it. And so I'm headed over there now. And from what I'm told, I think during the stream, there's going to be someone getting their head shaved. So
is it going to be you?
It's not me. Absolutely.
Did you ask the boss if you could go bald?
Yeah, I don't need to ask the boss. I will donate, of course, any amount of funds to any foundation. But this is I'm not shaving my head. It's not going to happen.
Well, maybe one day. Maybe one day.
The only time I'd shave my head is if this right here went a little further back.
Okay.
Then I'd probably get rid of it.
It might happen sooner than you think, Steve. Might happen sooner than you think.
Crystal, don't put that into the world, girl. What are you doing? You're doing to me. My goodness. But no, you're right. It was a great time with you this morning, keeping me focused, keeping me on track. But it's always a good time to end it on a Friday. We had a good laugh, a whole bunch of laughs. Man, it is beautiful outside. You see the sun? Look at
I
this
do.
glow
Look at
right
that
now.
glow you have. I am
My,
just stuck in this
oh.
cave of the newsroom. So,
But I was listening to your zoo stuff, and you were mentioning some monkeys. What?
yes. So they have new squirrel monkeys that they brought in. And
I need to see these.
the crazy thing about it is they want to bring awareness to monkeys not being pets because a lot of these animals that they end up getting at the zoo, they're actually confiscated because you know that there's this trade.
Wow.
People go out and they kill, family of monkeys to go get the babies, and then they try to legally
Right.
sell them and bring them across the border to the US. So they're bringing awareness to that as well. So some of these squirrel monkeys and spider monkeys were actually confiscated for being illegally, brought to the US. So just trying to bring some awareness
Wow.
to that. But they're really cool to look at, and there's some babies in there, so very cute.
They're just as cute as the triplet cows that we talked about today in the morning show. Even if Candace didn't want to snuggle on the stinky cows, I'll snuggle
I love
on the
animals. I
stinky
will too,
cows.
Steve. You know what? I love animals. I
I
adore them.
already
So
know that, look, you and I, we have a lot of opposites, but when it's time to have a good time and
bring
do
it
some
up.
crazy stuff, I can count on Crystal no matter what. So,
Awesome.
you want
Well,
to
what
take
time?
a look at the roads real quick?
Yes, let's go ahead and do that, and then let us know what time you're streaming, so we can also tune in to see the firefighters and that
Got it.
great event going
Cool. So
on.
that's going to be at 8. That's going to be at 8:30, and I'm headed there right now. So make sure you tune in over at clickorlando.com. Right now, drive times and things around Central Florida, I'm going to call average. Normally, we see a very thin traffic on Fridays, but with spring break going on, a lot of events, we're not seeing that. So we are seeing some routine slowdowns downtown. Not horrible this morning. You're seeing that westbound delay right now, and that just started to build up. That lets me know that traffic is out there this morning. Your drive time currently, I'm going to call 25 minutes in both directions. So from Lake Mary to downtown, from Osceola Polk line to downtown, we're looking at about a 25, 26-minute drive time, which not that big of a deal. Murdoch all clear. Colonial and Tanner still hanging out. DOT Cam, this is that slowdown in Lake Mary. Crystal, I can't understand how this is always happening out there, but right now things are clear after an earlier crash just underneath the overpass. It never blocked any lanes, but man, people like to stare at crashes here in Central Florida. So we are backed up for the moment, but I hope that clears out soon. The rest of Seminole looking good. Altamont Springs, 436. Good morning to you guys. Way on the west, Ocoee, Winter Garden. You guys are looking good, but we do have issues along the turnpike right now. So northbound, a problem there. And then that crash there is southbound 27, just south of the turnpike. So Lake County, you guys are misbehaving a little bit. Please make sure we're paying attention. The rest of our drive times, not horrible. Turnpike in the green, 417 in the green. And then looking across Central Florida, pretty good. Now, Crystal, I will be back in a little bit because why? I got to anchor the noon show with you today.
Come on
So
back.
I'm going to go. Yeah, I'm going to go. I can't disappear today. I'm going to go hang out with, usually people are like, let's go. See, this is
Uh-oh.
what happens. People just
Uh-oh.
stop in the middle of the lanes because they're on their phone. We're going to, I'll be back. Can't disappear today. So I'm going to go hang out with some firefighters, maybe grab breakfast. If you want anything, let me know.
All right.
And I will come on back and see you in a few.
Well, thank you so much, Trooper Steve. We appreciate it. Be safe out there, and we look forward to Trooper Steve on patrol at 8:30. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Bye-bye.
All right, so we're going to shift a little bit to some serious stories because on Thursday, a teenager was arrested after pulling out a gun in the middle of a group of spring breakers in New Smyrna Beach. It's just wild. It was caught on video. News 6's Ezzy Castro took some look at some of the new body camera video that we've been receiving and is explaining some of the charges that this teen is facing because he is not a stranger to law enforcement. Take a look.
Drop the gun! Hey! Drop the gun! Video released from the Volusia County Sheriff's Office shows a suspect, 16-year-old Felixander Solis Guzman, waving a gun and pointing it at people on the beach off Flagler Avenue. Body camera video then shows him running from deputies, which led them to call for more backup.
I need to block off Flagler. I need some more units getting these people out of here.
Deputies say the teen ran through the crowds with the weapon before heading into the ocean. They say he refused to put the gun down after multiple commands.
He threw one gun in the water. I don't know if he has another one.
Deputies say it took about 5 minutes for Solis Guzman to surrender. That's when they recovered the gun and 20 small bags of marijuana.
Show me your hands! Walk towards me! Walk towards me!
Very scary situation there. That was News 6's Ezzy Castro talking about that. And that teenager had 7 outstanding no bond warrants when all of this happened. So, I mean, it's just, I'm glad that he's arrested, and he's off the beach, but it's just a crazy situation that he's already had charges against him and he's arrested on no bond. So we'll keep you updated on that. So moving forward to a hit and run in Orange County that happened. A woman in the hospital now after being hit along West Oak Ridge Road on Wednesday morning. Her roommate now pleading not only for the suspect to come forward, but also for help with some expenses that her roommate will now be facing because she's in the hospital. News 6's Treasure Roberts explains.
Why you left her like that? You should have stopped and help her.
Raquel Rodriguez is calling for justice. Her longtime friend and roommate was hit by a vehicle in Orange County early Wednesday morning and left for dead.
She has 5 broken ribs.
57-year-old Sonia Ruiz isn't in good condition. Doctors told Rodriguez Ruiz has lots of internal injuries, and for now, she isn't able to walk.
Mira nomás cómo estás.
Ruiz can't talk, but she's experiencing memory loss.
She called me from the ER that she was in the hospital, but she didn't know what had happened to her.
That's how Rodriguez found out she was at Orlando Regional Medical Center.
I was in shock and scared, and as soon as possible, I came over here to see her. She was like, Raquelita, who called you? Like, what are you doing here? And I was like, you call me.
Rodriguez said that morning Ruiz was walking to the bus stop near Brook Green Avenue and West Oak Ridge Road so she could get to work.
She was hit crossing the road to get in the bus.
FHP is investigating. Troopers said a driver saw her lying in the road and called first responders. Troopers didn't find any debris on the scene or any cameras in the area. They're still searching for the suspect.
What would justice look like for your friend?
For her is the guy to be found, and so he can be responsible for what he did.
Rodriguez says she and Ruiz were very close.
I see her as my mom. We do a lot of things together. We cook together. We go shopping together.
A special bond for Ruiz since her family doesn't live here.
She's going to need help. She's going to need money, because she has nobody over here.
Ruiz doesn't have any health insurance, so she will be burdened by medical bills. Her roommate and friend created a GoFundMe to help cover her expenses. If you would like to help, you can find that link on our website at clickorlando.com. For now, she will remain in the hospital recovering from her serious injuries, but the doctors did tell her roommate she will survive. In the newsroom, Treasure Roberts, getting results, News 6.
Wow, I'm glad that she will be able to recover, but it looks like she has a long recovery ahead of her. I hope they end up finding the person involved. And if you know anything, of course, you can call anonymously to the tip line that's available. All right, let's shift here now to Black Men Sundays. Every Friday, our photojournalist, Corey Murray is in the house, and he's going to talk to us a little bit about what's next for the episode that happens on Sunday. And I hear that it has to do with LinkedIn, Corey. Hello, can you hear us? I cannot hear you. Let's just hold on for a second as we try to get the audio up because I do not hear you through my headphones. But Corey Murray is a photojournalist here at News 6, if you're just now joining us and maybe haven't seen him before. And he is our host of Black Men Sundays, basically talking with some experts and entrepreneurs, as well as some financial advisors throughout our area, just trying to help give some good financial advice, also some good career advice, networking advice. He's covered everything, and it's been so insightful, especially for me as well, because I listen in too. So let's check in again and see if I can hear you. Can you do another mic check for us? No? Okay, so let's go ahead and move on and see if we can check back in with Corey Murray later on. So earlier I talked about some recalls. We've been covering it all morning long. If you have an air fryer, you want to check your kitchen because there's been a recall. And this one, recalling nearly 190 1,000 air fryers. This is a consumer alert because it's a popular gadget here. Best Buy involved. This recall involves several versions of Insignia air fryers and air fryer ovens. It's what you see there. All were sold by Best Buy stores and online from November of 2021 to November 2023. If you have one, federal officials are saying to stop using it immediately because they said it could overheat and catch on fire. So obviously a danger, to some folks out there. If you have it, go ahead. You could return them to Best Buy and stop using it. Now let's get back to our photojournalist Corey Murray and Black Men Sundays. And today we are talking about LinkedIn.
That's right. Happy Friday. How you doing?
Happy Friday. I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing better now that you can hear me. So, I'm excited to be here. Happy Friday. We talking Black Men Sundays. We're talking LinkedIn. Let me start off with a statistic real quick. Over 40% of Black professionals feel underpaid. 90% of Black professionals are thinking about changing jobs in 2024. So what did I do? I got a LinkedIn expert, Andrew McCaskill. This brother's a culture analyst, a market executive. Now, when I say a LinkedIn expert, it's a lot of people that are experts on LinkedIn, but his check, when he gets paid, LinkedIn pays this brother. So I asked him a question. I said, okay, a lot of us have LinkedIn accounts. I don't have a premium account. I'm going to be honest, but for what we're talking about, the basic account will cover you. So I asked him a question. I said, how can I maximize my LinkedIn account? Let's roll that.
You need to have a solid picture on there. You don't have to necessarily go out and have professional headshots. Just no beach selfies unless you want to be a surf instructor, right? So like a picture of you on how you're going to look on the first day of work is great because you're much more likely for people to actually connect with you if you have a picture on there. It makes it feel like I'm having a conversation with a real person. LinkedIn now actually verifies your identity so nobody can impersonate you. I would say go through the verification process. It's easy. All it is a couple of emails so that people actually know that they're talking to you. The other thing I would say is to really put your skills all throughout, using keywords for skills, the skills you have. I'm a good writer. I'm a good project manager. I'm a great speaker. I know these coding languages. I have these certifications. I have AI skills, etc. Make sure that you're using those words in your summary that you have on your LinkedIn profile. The other thing is your LinkedIn profile and your resume should probably match up pretty well. And use words in your summaries of your jobs and the jobs that you've had that actually talk about impact, but also, again, skills.
Definitely. And coming out of that, let's say you're looking for a new job, but your employer is on LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
So how can we do a search without our job finding out? Let's roll that.
If somebody is actually looking for a job, even if you have a job, you can turn on what's called open to work. You don't have to put that little ring around your picture that says open to work, but you can. If you turn on open to work, it literally takes you to the top of the algorithm for recruiters. You can turn it on in stealth mode, and actually, if recruiters are looking and they work at your same company, they won't be able to see that you're open to work, but recruiters at other companies will be able to. It's a great feature. It takes you to the top of the algorithm. The other thing I would say is that if you are actively looking for a job, there's a feature called job alerts. You can go in and put in the criteria for the jobs that you're looking for. Say, I'm looking for a job in communications in Huntsville, Alabama, but I'll look in these other geographies. You list out your criteria. Every time a job posts on LinkedIn that meets your criteria, you immediately get an email into your inbox that says, yo, a job just popped that meets all of your standards, right? It gives you the opportunity to look for a job while you're eating, while you're sleeping, while you're working at your other job. And it sends an email directly to your inbox.
Great advice there.
Definitely, because the whole point about LinkedIn is to maximize the algorithm. A lot of people say, when I'm on Facebook, when I'm on Instagram, I don't even see the post for 3 or 4 days.
Right.
But with LinkedIn, it's in your inbox.
That's
and
fantastic.
This show drops this Sunday. Yeah, and this drops this Sunday. Black Men Sundays, all podcast platforms. It also drops on News 6 Plus, and our article write-up will be on Black Men Sundays on the clickorlando.com page. So check us out. It's a big show. We're talking about And also on this show, this is a part 2 episode that I want to make sure that we're clear on. Part 1, we talked about how to negotiate salary. You know, let's say you're underpaid and you're like, hey, I'm doing a lot of work, because this day and age, you know, 5 years ago, your job may have slightly changed a bit. You're doing some extra roles, but the money's not coming in. So what can we do about it? How can we negotiate that? That part 1 is out, but what we're talking about with this LinkedIn drops this Sunday. I'm excited, full of nuggets.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Corey. We love having you here. And of course, you can go back and see all of his past podcasts to catch up. Clickorlando.com/Blackmen Sundays. Thank you so much for checking in with us, Corey. Have a wonderful Friday.
You too.
All right, so before we leave you, of course, I want to talk about some of the free things we got going on. We have some contests. A lot of you have written to us saying, I want some New Six swag. So you know what? We're going to give it to you. We're giving 7 insiders a special New Six swag bag. And all you have to do is head to clickorlando.com/insider or clickorlando.com/contest. And you'll see this article here. You just enter. You can enter once each day, and you're going to get a big bag full of goodies like an umbrella. You're going to get some koozies, fanny packs, sunglasses, and a mug. So you can enter there. And another contest we have going on as well, we're giving away 4 free tickets to the Central Florida Zoo. Perfect place to go during the spring, and they have a hippity hop adventure. So we want to thank you all for joining us today on Breakfast with Bridgett. I'll be filling in all through next week while she is on her spring break vacation. Have a wonderful Friday.